Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning, the last day of May. Can you believe May has flown by? It's been a good month. It's sort of been, weather-wise, it's sort of been windy and rainy and all, but it's gone as of 12 o'clock tonight. So getting ready for June, all kind of June things happening. So let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew up there in Southport. High today, 87, low 79. Water temperature right at the end of the pier at 79. We're looking at the tide chart brought to us. I don't have the river readings this morning, but take a look at a tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. On the last day of May, really strong tides. We got the high tide is going to be right around noon. It's going to be coming in all morning. It's going to be dropping this afternoon, so it's going to be really strong there. Our southeast will be the wind direction. It'll be coming in about 8, so not a bad day to get out on the water if you can and get outdoors. All right, we got a quick weather because we have a guest here. We'll make sure we cover all the things that we need to cover. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome our guest. Been on before and done such a good job. Derek Fussell with Camo Dreams. Welcome back.
Thanks, Coach.
Always glad to have Derek on. We run into him throughout the year and all kind of outdoor stuff.
Yep.
And we do have new viewers coming on pretty regular. So just tell folks how we birthed Camo Dreams and what happened on it.
So Camo Dreams is a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 that I started back in 2004. My mom was a survivor of cancer. We lost her last year. It's been just over a year now that she's been gone. And I wanted to do something to give back. I'm a wildlife biologist with the Fish and Wildlife Commission. I love the outdoors and love doing things for kids. So kind of like make a wish for kids that want to do things in the outdoors, hunting and fishing. And it's grown tremendously over the last 18 years.
You started Camo Dreams about when we started Panhandle Outdoors. I've been able to follow you, and you've been on the show with different people, and we run into you at fishing tournaments and all that. And I've just admired how Derek and a whole group of volunteers, how they've helped so many young people. Well, maybe not as fortunate as a lot of other young people. And
yeah, we've done 92 trips.
92 trips, and it's funded usually by donations and all people.
All donations, all volunteers. Yeah. Nobody gets paid. All the funds that are donated go to paying travel, taxidermy, specialized equipment. So.
Yeah, well, here's a picture of just in general. This is just an overall view of just all the different things they do. Some people don't dream in black and white. They dream in camo. Ain't that the truth? And your logo there in the center, that means a lot. So you had elk, turkey, what all you have on here?
Yeah, so turkey hunts, those 3 turkeys were done with our sister organization, Beards for Benefits. They bring in wounded warriors and we bring special needs kids and they pair them together to go turkey hunting in South Georgia,
cool.
South Alabama, and North Florida. So those were all done. The one on the left there was an Osceola. That kid was from Ohio, Cooper, and that completed his Grand Slam.
Wow.
So we've got some taxidermy there. We've got Harris Scruggs with Team Aquatics here in Panama City. We fish with them. I think this will be 6 or 7 years we've been doing fishing trips in the summer. We've been to Utah for those mule deer and Oregon for the elk.
Wow. Look at that. Look at the joy on the face right there. all of those. What memorable times and all. CamoDreams.org. When you started, did you have an idea it was going to be this big and successful?
No, sir. When I started, it was just one trip a year. Do a little deer hunt, have a little fun, and then it's morphed. My buddy Tombo with Buck Commander, he was on an elk hunt himself one year, and he called me up and he goes, "Hey, this guy Steve West wants to talk to you about doing an elk hunt."
Oh, wow.
I'd never even dreamed about doing an elk hunt, and Steve was like, "Hey, I've got 5,000 acres in Oregon. we can get a governor's tag basically for a kid to come out here. We've done 3 trips with him. We support him doing some additional kids that we haven't been able to go to on those trips. But he put me in touch with the R&K Hunting Company in Utah, where we do the mule deer hunts.
Yeah.
Steve's kind of my go-to person. He's a world record holder with caribou, and so I had a kid that wanted to go caribou hunting. The first thing I did was called Steve, and it's like, hey, can we do something with this kid to do a caribou hunt? So it's really, I'm proud of that it's been baby steps. We didn't just jump in full bore and say we're going to be nationwide, worldwide. It's grown. We've done more and more hunts each year. We've expanded into fishing. I leave June 18th for Alaska, taking a kid on a halibut fishing trip.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So really looking forward to that. June 10th, we've got a kid coming in from Alabama to go fishing here for the weekend. And it makes me feel good to make them feel good.
Exactly, and it is a thrill to them. You were good about posting pictures and getting them up and all. You can just see it, and the parents are so appreciative. And I know I've talked to them.
It's opened doors. Parents that didn't know this was something that was even possible for their kids. We've got a young man in Bristol with cerebral palsy, and his dad said, "Well, forget going to Oklahoma hunting every year. I can take my son hunting." And we gave him the equipment to be able to do that with his son, to share that time. And Braden can't vocalize that. He can't, explain, but you can see it in his eyes.
Oh,
he just lights up.
That's the bee folks up there, aren't they?
Yeah. Bee Wild Honey.
Bee Wild Honey. Good folks up there. All right, we got some great pictures to show you. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Derek Fussell of Camo Dreams. Okay, so often, every day we in our show we do something good today for a fellow man, and here's Derek Fussell, a shining example of doing something good for his fellow man on a regular basis, helping our special needs kids enjoy the outdoors. How do they, I wouldn't say qualify, but how do folks get a hold of you if they have some special needs kids in the family or friends and all, and how does that work?
So our phone number, email, and stuff's on our website, even on our Facebook page. They can send me an email and I'll send an application. We have an application that kind of gives what their issues are, what their abilities are, and has a place for a doctor to sign off. Okay.
We have some pictures, and these are cool pictures, and you can just see the joy and all. So I want to break them down one at a time. So Derek, let's start with this one right here. Tell me about it.
So this is Davis. He's from Chipley area. He's got Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and this is a really nice 9-point that he killed right in the edge of Bay County.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is Alec, and he's a student at FSU. He's from the Tampa area, and his little brother had never hunted whatsoever. So after Alec killed his deer, his dad was asking about his brother having an opportunity for something, and we were at Sweetwater Plantation north of Bristol, and they gave him the opportunity to shoot that really nice axis buck.
The axis buck. We're going to talk about those bucks. They're unique, and we're going to talk about those later. But that's some good meat too, isn't it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
We'll cover that one. Let's go to our next one here.
All right. So this is a trip that I was actually doing a trip in South Florida. This is Anthony. He's from Greenwood, north of Mariana, and that's Carson Smith, who is the son of our volunteer EMT, Lawrence Smith, and they took Anthony to Bontrager Whitetails in Mariana.
Cool.
And while they were doing that hunt in Mariana, I was in South Florida on this hunt, and this young man is got spina bifida. His name's Tucker. And he lives in South Carolina, and his dream was to hunt with this famous YouTuber. I had watched a little bit of YouTube, and I didn't know about Deer Meat for Dinner until Tucker reached out to us. And this is Deer Meat for Dinner, Robert Arrington, and he invited us down to his personal property down in Jupiter, Florida.
Okay.
And Tucker killed 3 hogs that weekend.
All right, good story.
So that's the Dream Ride 2.0.
When I drove up this morning, he was already here. I said, no, Derek, you can't sneak up on anybody. Go ahead.
It kind of stands out a little bit, but this was on our trip this past January to Texas. We go out every year to a ranch in Texas, and behind me is a custom-built trailer that High Tech Marine built for us. That is we call it the High Tech Redneck Deer Stand. So Redneck is a sponsor, and they gave us a discount. That stand is handicap accessible, so it has a 36-inch wide door. It's bolted to the trailer, and we can roll the trailer anywhere we need to hunt. And instead of being right on the ground, we've got a little bit of elevation.
So they just roll up into there.
We roll up in there, and we've got material. We hide the trailer. The ramp comes down, so we can roll a wheelchair in, or if a kid has a walking disability, they can walk up into the trailer and get in the blind.
What a great idea! All right. Okay,
That's
we have
Tucker
that one.
again.
Let's see.
That's Sarah. She just graduated from Auburn University a couple of weeks ago. And she killed a turkey at the Beards for Benefits event in South Georgia this year.
All right.
And that's Luke. He's from Calhoun County. He killed I think this was his second or third turkey maybe. He loves turkey hunting.
He got a big old smile on the face.
And this is Kaylee from Mississippi. This was her first turkey. And this is her guide is Kevin Farr. He's a turkey call maker with Pecker Wrecker turkey calls.
Yeah.
And it's one of his trademark kind of things that he does is he says, "Shh, they're sleeping."
Okay.
And here's Haley. She's one of our camo dreamers from Mariana, and she is no stranger to turkey woods. She loves turkey hunting and has killed a pile of turkeys with Beards for Benefits. And here's one of our local kids, Michael Sutherland.
Shane.
Yep, Shane, his dad. And last year we took him on a turkey hunt in outside of Tallahassee. And this was the turkey mount we had done for him. So we presented it at the fishing tournament this past May.
Yeah, we were up there and saw that. What a beautiful mount. And he was smiling, and he was just so happy with that. That's cool. And this is up there too.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell us about this.
So Blake and James and Ricky have the not so serious Saturday fishing tournament that they do on Deer Point once a month through the early spring through the summer. I think next month they said is going to be the last one for the year. And they chose us a few years ago as their charity of choice and wanted to host one of their tournaments to support us. So this is the third year, and every year it's gotten bigger. I think we had 51 boats this year, and raised a ton of money that's going to make a lot of dreams come true.
Yeah, here's some pictures up here. Kramer, they helped sponsor it. We were there. It was a big turnout. It was really a good time was had by all, and the fish. They caught some nice fish too.
Caught some nice fish. I think the big fish was over 9 pounds.
That was I interviewed the guy, and his dad had just recently passed away, and that was just a good story in itself.
Yep.
And we're always talking about doing good things, boy. Not so serious fishing tournament. I love the way they named that. They came through for y'all good. One of the things. I know you do some little bit inshore fishing too, don't you?
We have. We've done a little bit with Harris and Team Aquatic. Kristen Wynn has taken some of our kids on trips. And if we can get my boat trailer in good shape, my boat's available to do some of our weekend fishing.
What, I know you work full time now. This is like this is hobby, okay?
My side job.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of time and all. What's your, organizing this and getting all this, what's your biggest challenge?
The biggest thing is kids, and you think that with all the trips that we've done, TV shows that we've been on, hunting shows that we've been on, newspaper, magazine articles and stuff that, we'd be a household name almost, but it's really getting kids.
Yeah.
Places to take them, I don't have any issues contacting landowners or outfitters out west. We make trips happen. The Alaska trip, a a guy that was a camera guy on our very first elk hunt has moved to Alaska. He and I have remained friends, and as soon as I had this kid, the mom said we want to do a halibut fishing trip in Alaska, he was my first phone call.
Oh.
So he put me in touch with a charter out of Homer, and we got everything booked and ready to go.
Oh.
So it's really the kids. I do work with other organizations that do the similar kinds of things. I've met a guy through Facebook, Jim Hardy. He has an organization called Outdoor Friends Forever, and he does trips on his group hunts on his property in Alabama.
Okay.
A group fishing weekend in his pond, and he does 2 fishing, 2 hunting each year. So I had a kid that couldn't make the June offshore Panama City fishing trip, and coming from Ohio, so I just called Jim up and I was like, hey, do you have any kids that are closer by that we can get down here to fish? And in 30 minutes he's got names and phone numbers, and parents are calling me. So
that's good. Okay, we're going to take a final break. Come back with Derek. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Derek Foster. We're going to run out of time, so let's get started. Fishing game time today from Blue Water Outriggers, 12:17 to 2:17, and tonight 12:42 to 2:42. Briefly, you do work full time, so what's going on? Tell folks your job real quick and what's going on briefly.
Okay, briefly. I'm the regional biologist for invasive plant management with Fish and Wildlife Commission. Plants are growing earlier than ever. It's been a warm spring.
Yeah.
We did a big hydrilla treatment in Merritt's Mill Pond. Last weekend, Jackson County actually held a carp rodeo to remove some of the carp that aren't helping us with eating the hydrilla, and we stocked 200 new fish. Okay.
Well, you're going to come on again. Let's talk about all that stuff, because that's some cool stuff too. Our biggest invasive species are all these tourists coming down and getting in the way of our fishermen, but we can't spray them. Okay. Well, one thing too, talking about, if y'all on Facebook, here you can go to Facebook, go to Camo Dreams and befriend them. He's got about 8,000 followers now, and just go through and you see he just posts different stories. And that's a nice book. And
so that's Davis's deer. I just delivered his mount. Watford's taxidermy finished it up for us. And
Watford, okay.
So we got it delivered to him up in Chipley the other afternoon.
Okay, so you keep up with all the cool things and all. And here you go, Braden graduated, and you keep up with these kids and families, don't you?
Yeah. We really have. We call Camo Dreams a family. Once you get in the family, you're part of it. So I've had kids graduating from high school, kids graduating from college. We stay in touch. We go to Texas, and if I drive through the state of Mississippi, I have to go to Kaylee's house and stay north or south. I've been on I-10 and had to divert to Meridian to spend the night.
How cool.
So we stay in touch, and they may come for a fishing trip down here to the beach. If they're close by. I've had a kid from Oklahoma, they came, and we're just hanging out at the beach and said, hey, we want to get to see you. So we really have a good time with them and become like family.
Yeah, and I know it's a special time in their lives when y'all hook up and do those things. Outdoors is just, we know how about outdoors, but then when you take someone with special needs that gets to enjoy it like that, it's just awesome.
Yep.
So what's coming up now this summer?
So June 10th weekend, we've got an offshore trip here in Panama City. June 18th, I leave for Alaska for a halibut trip. Marine Max is one of our local sponsors. We're going to do a couple of our local kids fishing. And then I don't have anything on the calendar just yet, but we're already planning, late November, we'll probably be going back to Utah. I've been talking to a kid out there and his family. Late September, October, Steve's doing an elk hunt with a young lady. Okay. So I may not be able to make it out there for that trip, but we're helping support that. When
people want to get a hold of you and all, they can just, like I say, call you, touch base with you?
Yep, you can go to our website, camodreams.org, and phone number, email, they can get a hold of us that way.
And if they're a baseball fan, who can get a hold of?
Call Tombo.
Tombo Martin. How's Tombo doing now?
Well, I texted him yesterday and he didn't even respond to me, which is, about usual.
That's not good, Tombo. Tombo grew up right down the street from us when we lived in town, and what a great story. We got to get him to come on.
Yeah. If you can get him in town, I mean, he's retired baseball player, doesn't have to work, hunting and fishing all the time.
Yeah, he needs to write a country song or something. I got a minute or two left. I know your truck, you've got all kind of sponsors on it. That's just a cool looking truck.
Yeah, and I'd wanted to do that for a while just to kind of have a billboard basically, to explain, because
you say your dad passed it the other day and you didn't see him. What happened on that?
Yeah, Dad called me and was like, hey, we were waving at you, I'm like, well, I'm focused on driving, It's hard not to be seen now with the wrap.
So if you see him in town, just toot the horn and wave at him. Don't do anything else.
Yeah, but it gives a good conversation starter at gas stations and stuff. People ask, and I can explain. There's pictures of the kids all over the truck.
It looks really good. We hear the thing about you're not advertising, you're promoting something really good.
Right.
If this story of Camel Dreams, if this don't warm your heart, I don't think anything will. And it's been doing it since you about hit 20 years, if you're 04.
Yep, 04.
We'll have a 20-year birthday party for you in a couple of years. And I want to thank you on behalf of Panhandle Outdoors, our viewers, and we appreciate you doing this, Derek. This is, we love the outdoors and all, but this is just going the extra mile. And it's just something good. And you're welcome to come on anytime. And of course, I run into you a lot, and I always try to have the camera with me. And we saw him the other day down at C&G.
Right,
I said,
right.
It's time for you to come on the show again. So we put together this date and all. So we're just glad to have you and wish you the best and keep on those invasive species now.
Working on them.
Well, I want you to, seriously, about next month or something, when you get some time after this Alaska trip, come back on here. Let's talk about invasive species, because that's good stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Coach.
Take care. Folks, thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Thank you all for supporting things like this. This is what makes the Panhandle such a special place. Y'all do something good today for someone else. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.